Hello Virgo, welcome to Dragon Tail Tarot. My name is Ariel and I will be doing your reading for August 21st through 31st. That is going to encapsulate the sun's movement into your sign of Virgo, so happy birthday to all my Virgos out there, and also the new moon arriving on August 30th in the sign of Virgo as well. I just want to point out that this is a general reading. It will not resonate with every single Virgo out there on the planet. So whatever messages do resonate for you, those are definitely yours. If they do not resonate for you, then leave them behind. Those are for some other Virgo. So I will also be addressing the Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising signs in this reading, and we'll be pulling cards as well as going over your astrological transits for this period of time. So Virgo, this is a huge, huge month for you, huge period of time for you, really starting now all the way through the later part of September. This is really your highlighted time. So to start your reading, I'm going to go ahead and pull a major arcana card and also a spirit animal card to see which are the major energies around you for this last part of August. Dear guardians, guides, angels, helpers, and healers, I ask for you to be around me and the sign of Virgo, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. Please give the clearest and most accurate messages for their highest good and protect their energy and mine as well as we go through the session for them. Thank you. Ooh boy, so Virgo, you brought up the Devil card, which is the very intense image always in the major arcana. That is Capricorn energy, so there is a very strong earth element connection there. I think it's interesting too because the Devil brings up some of our kind of more our not so flattering tendencies, like working too much, indulging too much, being shackled to something like a work schedule or a habit or something that we no longer want to be attached to. So this is definitely a period of time, Virgo, when you're really being put on notice that it's like if there's something that has gotten to be part of your routine that you're not very fond of, or that you would really, something you'd like to change deeply about yourself, then this is the perfect time to do it. So, ooh, look at that. So for your spirit animal, this period of time is the bison, the symbol of abundance. Sacred buffalo, cloak me in your wisdom. Keep me warm through the storms of life. Fill my life with goodness. Teach me the way of gratitude and prayer. So this is definitely a way to work through some of those darker energies of the Devil, or that Capricorn kind of energy, is to remember that you are safe, you're abundant, you're secure, and so that you can make the changes necessary to get to a better place in your life. So let's look at your chart right now. I've got it right in front of me and I'm looking at the major influences. Like I said, you guys are very, very much in the hot seat right now. On August 19th, Mars moved into Virgo. Then the Sun moves into Virgo on August 23rd. Venus moves into Virgo on August 22nd, and then Mercury goes to Virgo on August 30th at the same time as the new moon cycle begins on that same day. So getting into that last part of it around, the 30th, 31st, 1st of September, there's going to be about 5 planets all piled up in your sun sign. So you will absolutely be feeling this. This is absolutely a new cycle for you, a new burst of energy. Not only is your solar return happening with your birthday, but also with so many other planets coming into your sign, it's really triggering a whole lot of energy and motion. Mars returning back to the sign of Virgo really puts a lot of that Aries, direct, active kind of energy into your sign. And so for your universal chart, that is all going to be happening in that first house, which is the Aries house. So this really triggers new growth, new life. The last cycle that you were going through last month was your sun sign, and all that was, that was all moving through, all that Leo energy was going through the 12th house, which is the end of the cycle, the end of the chart. Almost like, even though that's not the actual new year on the calendar, this is sort of like your new year, because you are starting fresh, and so you will feel that energy. So, go ahead and throw out whatever the calendar says, Virgo. This is your new year. You can make those resolutions. You can make new determinations. You can say, I will be doing this through my next cycle, which is very powerful. Aries energy is very direct. It's very active, very proactive. It can be very aggressive as well. So if you find yourself getting more upset easily, or just not being willing to put up with people not treating you well, that's the healthier side of Aries to embrace, which is healthy self-love. Not so much the icky side of the ego and pride, which you're not a fan of anyway, because Virgos are they're not puffed up people. They're really about serving and helping others more than themselves. And you guys can actually be very, very hard on yourselves, very critical, which I always try to encourage all my Virgo friends. It's like, please don't beat up on yourself, because they really do have a tendency to do that. But, embrace instead that Aries side of things this month by, embracing healthy self-love, by taking good care of yourself, your health, your well-being, eating really good foods, drinking lots of water, doing all those things that really help your physical body, which is stuff that Virgo is already very much a fan of doing. And if you haven't been doing those things, this is a perfect time to start. Like if you say, I keep meaning to exercise, I keep meaning to eat better, I keep meaning to change my habits into healthier ones, and this is the great time to do it, because especially once you get into the end of this year, into this month, that new moon comes in your sign, and it's just all green light, especially for Virgo, because it's all about the new moon energy, which is what gives us that direction, greater growth, and a positive direction forward. This is also going to be activating some of that Capricorn transit that's happening in your universal 5th house of Leo. So yet again, more fire. It's all about the fire for you. That fire energy is coming up. And so, you're not content to just sit back and let things happen. You really want to make things happen and take some direct action. So I'm going to pull a few astrology cards just around the 3 strongest points of the universal chart, which will be the sun, moon, and rising, to see if there's some extra advice for you here. Ooh, okay, so the first one that comes up around the sun is the void of course moon, which is saying that it's like, just don't push the river, Virgo. Don't push too hard, even though you want to push ahead and your consciousness is very motivated on that. Those void of course moons tell you to honor the time between times and use your sense of timing on when to push ahead and when to lay back, because when the moon is void of course, that's when it's kind of like in between sign phases, and so the energy isn't as direct. So use your intuition, use your own innate sense to go, okay, I know that this is going to be a better day to move on this than maybe tomorrow. So just keep that in mind. So for the moon sign, interestingly enough, I talked about that Capricorn energy being activated, and up comes what else? The sign of Capricorn, which its motto is I use. And a lot of people don't like that because it sounds like all they do is use people or things like that. But really what that means is that Capricorns know how to be resourceful, and whatever life throws their way, they know how to use it for their highest good. So this is telling you in your deep moon, in your deep subconscious, and what your forward drives are, what you need and what you really want, is to be able to be resourceful, to be able to not be wasteful, and to use whatever comes to you. Even if it feels negative, use it for your best growth and potential. So then on the rising sign, we have the planet of Neptune, which is all about sacrifice. This is the Pisces energy that you're moving away from. And so I feel that that is a very important time for you. And it's interesting to me because Neptune is sitting in the sign of Pisces right now. And that means that it's forming what we call an opposition where it's completely opposite your sun sign of Virgo. So you're definitely feeling the pull of Neptune as you go through, especially this time of year with all that Virgo energy. So this is really asking you to balance the head and the heart, because Neptune is all about the interior, the emotions, the sensitive intuition. Funny enough, Capricorn by contrast is very earthy and very practical, and I would say Virgo in general as an energy is more earthy and practical like Capricorn. And so, embracing that sort of other side of yourself, that other part of your persona, it's all about coming into that balance of the head and the heart, the subconscious and the conscious mind. All right, Virgo, so let's pull some tarot and see what else is going to come up for you around this last part of August. Oh my goodness, Virgo. That makes so much sense. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you definitely are. There's that feeling inside of you that you really don't feel completely accepted, fully integrated, whatever it is that you're really desiring, because that Five of Pentacles comes up at the center. And then, of course, because this is an earth element, just what we were talking about, and then over top of it, here comes that water element of trust, the Knight of Cups. So this is telling me that that feeling of being locked out, that feeling of not being included, that's very much an illusion. You absolutely can move through that gate. And one of my favorite things in this little card is he's sitting outside the gate. He doesn't see that the lock on the gate is actually open. It's not actually locked. So he could go through anytime he wants. So this is all about you trusting and taking that leap of faith. In the past, there was that movement forward, in an earthy way, a grounded way. And there may have been a beginning in a relationship or some kind of very destined, very soulmate kind of feeling relationship. And now, right now, Virgo, you may feel kind of locked out of it, like you're not able to access them and get to their energy the way that you were before. And before it felt like we were connecting so easy and it felt like this great start. Now I feel kind of like I maybe haven't heard from them, or I don't feel comfortable reaching out. Something happened that, has just made you feel a little awkward, or maybe you're second guessing it a little bit, which is actually quite normal for a lot of Virgos. So this is telling you to take a leap of faith. And to me, the Knight of Cups also tells me that they may be coming forward to you as well, saying, hey, what's going on? Are you okay? So absolutely, if you feel comfortable reaching back out, once they do, then it's going to progress a lot better. So on the unconscious, there is that definite feeling of beginnings, because there's that Two of Wands. This is really what your interior is feeling and needing. And so on top of it, that Nine of Pentacles, which is such a beautiful card, really shows a lot of grounding, a lot of stability in the material world. On top, that beautiful card of completion. I absolutely love that. That's really what your higher mind, your guides, your spirits, your ancestors really want you to know, is that you are actually entering a phase of completion where that final missing puzzle piece is falling into place, crossed by the Queen of Cups, which is all about receptivity. So you're getting a lot of water here, a lot of earth. Both are really represented. It's the balance of the head and the heart, Virgo, and that water is telling you, the Queen of Cups in the Osho Zen Tarot, the head is replaced by the lotus blossom, because she's no longer trapped in her head overthinking, and she's allowing things to come through very receptively. So going into the immediate future, Virgo, we have that Eight of the Major Arcana, which is the Strength card. This is the one in the in the regular Rider-Waite that has the image of the woman calming down the lion. So this is all about using that spirit again to overcome the more negative side, that devil side, right? You know, those really kind of negative things we're not crazy about. And it's crossed by the star, which is absolutely gorgeous. That really is, again, very much the balance. You're coming out ahead on this, where it's like, you know, I've been through so much and now I've learned better, and I know that I can trust the universe. And this is about balancing the intuition in here and the mind and the logic up here. So going up this side, this is telling me you need to take a little time for yourself. This isn't just about reaching out to other people as you usually do, but there's that Hermit coming there. So it's like just, this is the aloneness card in the Osho Zen, which is about aloneness is not the same as being alone. So, you know, as being lonely. So instead of feeling lonely, embrace aloneness, which is really coming into your power while you're spending time on your own to get clear, to get your mind in a better place, to release anxiety, fears, and worries. So take it easy. This is really just take your time. You have that Capricorn energy, you have that Neptune energy. I know that all that fire is coming up for you this month, and you may really want to act fast, but it's really more favored if you let things go at their own pace. Just like that void, of course, moon came up around the sun. This is telling you to feel this out. If it's time to push ahead and move forward and be more aggressive and assertive, then do that. But if it feels like it's time to kind of hang back, then you need to honor that as well. So the hopes and fears, it's like this another night. You've got a lot of nights. This is 3 out of 4. So this is quite a few. This is a lot of movement forward, because knights are those guys on the horse, and they're going, they're going, they're going. And this is the fastest one of all. So I would say that you are a little bit nervous right now of not moving quickly enough, because you may have procrastinated in the past and said, you know, I didn't move fast enough back then and now I've got to make up for lost time. But please don't fall into that trap, because you may need to just wait some things out, because you've definitely got that balance between when to act and when to hold back. And so the outcome at the end of this is that beautiful High Priestess. Again, this is honoring your intuition, honoring what you know deep inside of you, those things that nobody else can tell you what to do. You know inside, Virgo. You can ask everybody's advice, but at the end of the day, nobody knows you like you, and you know what's right for you and what isn't. So I'm going to pull one last card for you from the Mary Queen of Angels deck, and see what comes up as the last word of advice. Oh, so it's a beautiful card, Compassion. I see and feel others' points of view with forgiveness and kindness, and that definitely extends to include yourself, Virgo. So use that compassionate nature, use that forgiving nature to be sympathetic, not just with what others are going through, because you're usually that way with others, but also give yourself that same compassionate energy. So thank you so much for being here. I love doing your reading. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share if you enjoyed this, and I will see you all very soon. Take care.